Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Thank you for tuning in. So Foodie Beauty did a live stream yesterday and she titled it, "I'm Not Okay." And this was essentially clickbait because Foodie was absolutely fine. When her viewers questioned her as to what was wrong, she stated that she had had a headache. But then she proceeded to eat 2 of the 4 soups which she had ordered. So, for all of our purposes, Foodie was absolutely fine. However, you know who's not fine? Julia. And there have been several indications over the last few weeks that Julia is not doing that well. And Foodie Beauty seems to be overlooking this or willfully ignoring this. And that is what I want to talk about today. So let's get to it. Now, over the last few weeks, Foodie Beauty has been making several references to BBJ, and multiple times she has said that Julia is the reincarnation of BBJ. We will not be looking at every single example and every single time that she has said this, but let's take a look at a recent one. Here is what she said in her stream the day after her 12-hour live stream.
Baby! Oh my goodness. Oh baby. Oh baby. She's so much like BBJ. She just stands there. Are you reincarnated BBJ? Are you? My baby.
A few weeks ago in one of her live streams, Foodie was talking about Sam and BBJ, and she said that when BBJ was older, that she was vomiting on the carpet and urinating and defecating on the carpet. Now keep this in mind because it will be an important point later. When BBJ was rescued and taken to the veterinarian, it was noted that BBJ had a bunch of conditions, including kidney disease and a UTI. Those are things which typically cause vomiting and eliminating in places other than the litter box. Again, hold on to this point. Now, more recently, as in the last week or two, Foodie has been making reference to certain problems that Julia is exhibiting. First, she said that her rear smells like cheese. Now, this raised concerns in the community because her rear should not be smelling, let alone like cheese. This could indicate a whole host of problems, including an infection. Of course, like Foodie always does, she dismissed this idea completely. Foodie has also made mention multiple times that Julia's breath smells. And while this could be related to the food that she eats, it could also be an indicator of a larger problem. But again, as with the smelly rear situation, Foodie dismisses it. Now, I want us to take a look at something which occurred in the last several days. This was after the 12-hour live stream, so less than a week ago.
I wouldn't add a dog now, no. I don't have the time or anything. Like I mean like I don't have the lifestyle to support a dog. They're very busy. Thank you, Tammy. Has a safe place. Yeah, I'm sure you can guess. Are you shitting on the carpet? Oh my god. Yep, she's shitting on the carpet. Hey, Beezus. Get a parrot, I wish. They're very demanding. And they live longer than you. I would have to get like a friggin' godfather, godmother for the parrot. Hey, Tracy. Yeah, Melanie. Mm-hmm. Did you poo? Oh, you didn't? Oh, you're a good girl. You're such a good girl. You didn't poo. You didn't poo. Oh. She pooed in her box today, that's why, but I heard her scratching. She sometimes likes to poo on the carpet. I don't know why. She always does. She never pees. She always pees in her box. And I clean her box. You've seen it yesterday. Like, it's clean. Because I don't want her to poo on the floor. You know? Show it so Carla can analyze the sample. Wish someone would reward me.
So we find out that Julia has been going to the bathroom outside of her litter box. And we also find out that this is not a one-time occurrence, that it has been happening. This is by Foodie's own admission. And Foodie says that she has been going outside of her litter box and she doesn't know why. So there are two possibilities as to why. The first is that it is a matter of behavior. For some reason, Julia does not like her litter box. That could be because the litter box is not kept clean. It is not tidy. It is not being scooped as often as it should be. And therefore, she's choosing to go somewhere which by comparison is cleaner. So it could be a behavioral issue. It could also be that Julia is just not happy in general and she is expressing herself in this way. But it could also be an indicator of something medically going on with her. If her rear does in fact smell, and if she is going outside of the litter box, which she is, then that could indicate that there is a problem. But of course, Foodie Beauty doesn't know why this is happening, nor does she have or make mention of any plans to take Julia to the vet to find out what could potentially be wrong. Now, let's go back to the medical piece for a moment. Remember what we said. BBJ, according to Foodie, was also going on the floor and on the carpet, and she had kidney issues and a UTI. So it's entirely possible that Julia could have one or both of those issues or something else going on, which is causing her to exhibit this behavior. Now, Foodie has been receiving all of these super chats and all of these donations to her PayPal. She has no plans to use any of these for Julia. She has no plans to use any of these to take Julia to the vet and have her examined. We should not be surprised by this, not only because of BBJ and how BBJ was handled and treated, but also Howie. When Howie passed away, we came to find out that he had a growth on his side, which Foodie believed was potentially cancer. And rather than take him to the vet and have him treated, they chose to just allow him to live with it until he couldn't live with it any longer. And ultimately, Howie passed away alone and more than likely in pain. Now, Julia has been continuing with this behavior over the last week. How do we know this? Well, let's have a listen to what Foodie said in her live stream yesterday, the one where she herself is allegedly not okay.
Magnesium does it, like instantly. Oh, you want to go in the box? Okay. There you go. My cat's been crazy. Like, jumping on me in the night. She had a dingleberry that fell on me. It was awful. Anyways, I'm just, Okay, so, I was craving, like, Arabic food. Okay, so I'm gonna have some soup. So, yeah, every time I go to the hospital and I'm not feeling good, my blood pressure at the clinic, you saw at the doctor when he weighed me, it's all normal. The gaming chair is in the room so Salah can use it to game. Magnesium glycinate. Dingleberry. Yeah. Hey, Sue Brooke. Okay, so...
So there we heard that Julia had a dingleberry as recently as yesterday, meaning that whatever is going on with Julia is still going on. It's been 1 week since the clip where Foodie admit that Julia does eliminate on the floor rather than the litter box. And now we hear that the problem continues to some extent. Now, we can't overlook the fact that Julia allegedly went on the bed and the dingleberry fell off on Foodie. Julia may very well be giving a message there. Cats do tend to do that. But it still speaks to a larger issue. If it is behavioral, Julia does have a lot of things to be upset about. She has to share the apartment with Jeff. There's rotting fruit on the couch in the form of a pineapple and probably other things that we are not aware of. Foodie is constantly forcing performative affection on her. I'm sure she's not happy about that. And the list goes on. If it's medical, it could be the result of a UTI from an unkempt litter box. It could be from being exposed to shisha all day long. It could also be improper nutrition, and the list goes on there too. Now, it's not just the bathroom issue that is going on with Julia. There are issues with her coat as well. So let's go back again to the day after her 12-hour live stream and listen to Foodie and Salah talk about Julia and the types of services she receives when she is taken to the pet store, because that is where she allegedly receives her pet services. Now, I have them sped up. However, I do have the captions left on intentionally. They're not perfect. There are some errors in the captions, but you get the general idea.
Freaking goodness. Look at this stinky. Look at this stinky bum. Hi, baby. Did you yawn? You stink. Don't be mad at Mom. On the 7th? Oh, she stayed off YouTube? What time? Look how her legs are askew. Your legs are askew!
One big and one gray.
Yeah! Are you gonna take her to the vet for smelling? My cat has a smelly bum. Just...
Oh, thank you, Nina. The last one is different.
Yes! Yeah, thank you, Healthy Family Force. Welcome, welcome. You're welcome anytime.
Welcome to the family force.
Nicole Garrett, just tell them I am who I am, and if you don't like it, then leave. That's right, Nicole. I'm gonna like that extra. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
Exactly, Nicole, yeah.
Potato candy? Flitch? No. Oh my gosh, looking here. I don't know if she would. Mental health break. I don't know if she would walk on it. I don't want to risk it. Should I risk it?
Maybe put the speed 0.1.
Do it. Don't bite Mom. No, Nina, right? She's fully vaccinated and fixed. She was at the vet not long ago, so... And her butt doesn't really smell, I'm just saying that. Your butt smells like cheese! But it really doesn't. She smells nice. Look at the way she walks with her swaddle waddle. Pretty baby.
Then she waddle away.
Waddle waddle.
Until the very next day.
Cute. Pretty baby. She wants to walk on it. Carolina, right? Like... I look like a friggin' grandma right now. Did she try to steal your breath? Teardrop. All I remember is Capone Boxer really doesn't like her. It's a groomer Kit Kat. They have groomers at the pet stores. So, we get her nails cut there. Sometimes we used to give her more baths, but now they usually sprinkle something. They brush her and sprinkle something nice smelling.
Shave the hair also.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if she gets like a piece of mat or something, like just get a shave off, but it doesn't happen often. Capone hates her, yeah. Got great views last night. I saw that. It's like almost like 30,000 freaking views. Don't I have beef with Rosie? Samira, she had beef with me, I guess. I don't know. I heard she was talking crap about me. So I don't know. I don't really know much about her. She only hates 2 people on the planet. Hey, Mike. Indiana Jones. We named our kittens Indiana Jones. Oh, cute. The girl cracks up when you said her name. How do you? Yeah, when I used to say BB Junes, they were like, "What?" They would be able to check her glands. No, she doesn't actually have a smelly butt, though, Mike. I was just kind of making that up as a joke. Like, her butt doesn't smell. It really doesn't. Sometimes she goes poo-poos and then jumps on the bed and it stinks, but that's normal. It's like, you stink! I just like saying she smells. I don't know why. If it really did smell, I would take her, yeah. If she really did have a cheesy bum. Yeast infection. She does not. Oh my gosh. It's just the nonsense I talk to my cat. Exactly. Lavender? You should take your husband to the vet to have his... No rhyme or reason. It's just that she's beezing. Exactly. There's no rhyme or reason. You get it. Squeaky D because of her meow. I love when they squeak. I don't want to lay here no more.
Now, there are a few things to note in the clip that we just watched. First, Foodie says that they used to give her baths more often, but now they don't anymore. Also, Foodie says that when they do take her to the pet store for her various services, that they sometimes cut off mats in her fur, but that doesn't happen very often. We'll get back to that in a moment. She laughs at the idea of Julia having a yeast infection, and she also says that if there was an issue that yes, then she would take her to the vet. Again, this clip is from a week ago. Yesterday's clip, we find out that she had a dingleberry, yet there has been no movement on their part to take Julia to the vet. She also says that Julia does not have an odor, but that rather she says that she does just because she finds it funny for some reason, which I find peculiar. But then again, I suppose that this kind of aligns with the fact that jokes about passing gas are a thing. Now, in the past, Foodie has said that it was Salah who would take Julia to receive the various grooming services, such as getting her nails clipped, the brushing, the cutting of the mats, all of that. Foodie would not go, which I find odd. But I do believe that of the two of them, Salah appreciates Julia more. We saw that when Julia got spayed, it was Salah who was paying attention, or at least paying more attention than Foodie in regards to Julia licking her wound. And he was the one who told Foodie that she needs to keep the cone on Julia, whereas Foodie preferred not to. It's also interesting to note that it appears that Julia's issues may have manifested during the time when Salah was absent quite a bit. And again, that could speak to a behavioral issue. If Julia prefers him over Foodie, this might have been her way of expressing her dissatisfaction with his absence. During that same period of time, it's also possible that Foodie was not paying attention to the litter box. And again, it's the same result. Julia is going to the bathroom on the floor. Now let's go back to the mats for a moment. We heard them say that Julia would get mats removed when she received her grooming services at the pet store, and that the mats were infrequent. Now let's have a listen to what Foodie said just yesterday.
I know how to put these in the kitchen. Baby. I had to shave her a little bit of her underbelly today. So guys, want to do some sketches, I guess? You love the grocery haul, Sam? Sham. Just like I never know, I knew it's not. I had to shave a bit of her underbelly, her belly.
So Foodie had to shave Julia's underbelly yesterday. Rather than taking Julia to the pet store where somebody with experience could shave Julia's belly if needed and remove any mats, Foodie opted to do it herself. And why would she have opted to do it herself? Because she does not want to spend money on taking Julia to receive the proper, experienced professional services. The thought of Foodie with a razor anywhere near Julia's belly is pretty scary, truth be told. And while Foodie can sit there and tell us that she would give her life for her cat, which she has said in the very recent past, the fact that she can't dip into her pocket and take out some of that super chat money so that Julia can receive proper professional grooming tells us plenty. And now we're going to come full circle. Foodie Beauty likes to say that Julia is the reincarnated BBJ, and I would dare to say that she is being treated like BBJ. This is how it began, by overlooking certain things, by neglecting certain things, and then we know exactly what happened with BBJ and how her story went. Julia's only hope right now is Salah. And if this Kuwait arc ends and Julia only has Foodie Beauty, unfortunately, the outcome for Julia may be the same as that for BBJ, but without the rescue. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know your thoughts, and until the next one.